Hi, and welcome to Erica and her mom. I have a few things to just to discuss, to go over today. I've had some questions come in about different things that are going on in our lives right now with our decluttering projects, and we have so many things going on. I had so many new things start at the end of 2021 because I just felt like it was a time of changing. So many things changed in the world for a lot of people and for us. So I wanted to just kind of bring you up to date on what's going on with us and where we are. We started decluttering. Well, let me start before then. Let's go back to November. We were going to have our Florida family over for Thanksgiving, and so it would have been like over 30 people. So that was real exciting, and so getting the menu together and all that we were going to do to be prepared for that. And then my husband had, I don't like my shirt going low. My husband had an event, a cardiac event. So that kind of took precedence over everything else we had going on. So we canceled the big Thanksgiving. We just had, like a teeny tiny Thanksgiving. But we also made some declarations. At that time, going into Thanksgiving, and a few years ago, we started a keto diet, which or you may know, is a very low carb diet. And we were doing great. We were, as they say, we were rocking. But then COVID came, staying at home more came. I started, kind of getting back into cooking, and that was kind of a fun thing, little passion of mine. So one thing leads to another. You have a bite of this, you have a bite of that, and then you're kind of back to the standard American diet, the sad diet. So Jules was much more disciplined than I was, but he'd have a cocktail, he'd have some nuts and a keto dessert or something. And I just want to say, I don't believe in keto desserts. I still think, it's bad. It's not good for you. But anyway, so when Thanksgiving came, it was like, that's it. We are, we had all the food. We had the company coming. I said, this is it. This is that mark in time. Once Thanksgiving's over, that stuff goes. And it did. As soon as Thanksgiving came and we had, the turkey stuffing, mashed potatoes, pumpkin pie, with a little whipped cream on it. As soon as that happened, sorry, I'm a tickle. As soon as that happened, we stopped. We changed our diet. We changed everything. So we stopped eating carbohydrates. We stopped eating out. Well, we were still eating out, but we were eating low carb. Like we would go to Chipotle and not have rice and beans on our salads. And then we go to Longhorn and, just have salad and steak, no bread. So we really, really were doing what we're supposed to do. Then heart attack number 2 came in December 14th. So we had like November 12th or 13th, and then again 1 month later. And same, what happened, he had a blockage in an artery on the back side of the heart. Thank God that it wasn't like the vital artery. But anyway, so he did have the chest pain. He did have elevated heart rate and elevated blood pressure, but there was a blockage there. So they couldn't get a stent in because there was too much of a curvature to get down into the artery. So they just did a balloon, an angioplasty, blew it up. And then many times, if you've ever experienced this, they can occlude again, and his did. So he's going to have a different procedure this time. In February, he is going to have this treatment where they put pressure on the legs, on and off, on and off, on and off, and it causes your heart to actually create a new artery. The human body is miraculous if you get out of its way and let it work. So when that happened, we were really committed at that point to get off any processed foods, any seed oils, any vegetable oils, because those cause heart damage, diabetes, any number of things that it causes. So we decided to stop with that and just eat whole foods at home and salads. And if we went out, same thing, we would not deviate from this and not eat salad dressings because they have palm oil, soybean oil, vegetable oils, all kinds of things in them, unless it's just pure olive oil, which is, it still causes some inflammation. So, but then one night, right before Jill's birthday in December, I saw a YouTube video on a carnivore diet. And when I watched the carnivore diet and oxalates, exposing oxalates, and oxalates are in the vegetables you eat, the greens, the fruits, vegetables, all kinds of things. Especially spinach is like the number one thing in oxalates. And these oxalates cause damage all over your body. So I was thinking, you know what? The doctor's situation sounds a lot like mine. A lot of joint pain, pain in my hands, pain in my joints. My muscles, when I'd stand up, were so stiff, I'd kind of waddle a little bit when I walked, and no energy. Just kind of being, dysfunctional. But I thought, why not give it a try? I'm pretty close to a carnivore diet anyway, except for the salads I eat, because I'd already gone into ketosis. I was already over sugar cravings, so I no longer ate sugars, pastas, rice, beans, wheat, or anything like that. So that was already out of my diet and out of my thoughts. I didn't even think about those things anymore. So the next day, I saw that the night before his birthday, like in the middle of the night, I was completely asleep, fell asleep with the TV on, and woke up and the program was on. That makes a lot of sense. Let me try it. What have I got to lose? I already feel awful. So we went to Longhorn Steakhouse for Jill's birthday, and I said, I don't think I'm going to have a salad and the broccoli, and definitely not the bread. I'm just going to eat the meat. So I asked for some, oh gosh, I have such a tickle. Oh, you know what? Let me turn the fan down. I can just eat the steak, and so we both got steaks, and I got a box, and I took the salad and the broccoli home so Jules could eat it later, because he wasn't coming off his vegetables at that point. And I started that day. And then that night, my sister was having a surprise birthday party. And so, she said, she called and said, I really need help picking a plant for the backyard. So we went over after a long day of dragging Jules around the malls and everything, just to keep him occupied or preoccupied. He wouldn't guess he was going to a birthday party. So we really fooled him. But anyway, so I went that night, and she had these beautiful things prepared, and I didn't eat them. She did have some barbecue, because her husband does a great barbecue, and I had that. And then she said, I'm gonna do it too. I don't like vegetables anyway. So she started she started kind of pretty much, she was like one meal behind me, and she's still going strong. But what we both noticed is more energy, just crazy energy. I woke up at 3:30 last night and I could not wait to go and do something this morning. And I was like, oh, I could go do some dishes. I'm like, no, my dishes are done. I could fold laundry. No, laundry was done. Everything was done except for maybe vacuuming, and I didn't want to do that late at night. So I, kind of waited for a little while and then got up and got on about my business. So I just want to say my energy now compared to where it was is completely through the roof. And I know that a lot of people are battling cancer, and I don't want to battle cancer. I've already done that twice, and I don't want to do it again. And I know that if I eat a lot of carbohydrates, those carbohydrates are like fuel for cancer cells, in your body. So, and I don't want to have a lot of insulin release. And if you eat carbohydrates, it causes your blood sugar to rise. In order for you not to die of a high blood sugar, really high blood sugar, your body releases a hormone called insulin. And that insulin brings down the blood sugar, but it stuffs it into your cells, and that's why you gain weight. And you get very inflamed. And that's why you get puffy. You could eat a meal, and then the next morning, I heard the other day someone gained 6 pounds from eating something bad overnight. So they did not gain fat overnight. They gained water. And why they gained water is it's the interstitial tissues, and all this water goes to where you have a problem and you have inflammation normally. So it could be your joints. Like for me, I had lymphedema in my arm, and so it goes to my hand. I know exactly when I've had something that causes inflammation because I see it in my hand immediately. And if I don't eat anything negative for my health, then I don't have that swelling. So anyway, so that's kind of where we were. But then having all this energy has led into my next thing, which is decluttering the house. Because I did start in the fall, but I was going so slowly because I didn't have enough energy to really complete a task. And I was weak. I was very weak. My muscles were very weak. And so I started, going one box at a time. Like I got to the point where I'll just do one box because I had some unpacked boxes, and I would take everything out of that box, and then I'd do the next one, and I would do a whole room in a day, or actually a half day, because I try not to spend a whole day doing just a declutter unless, I just get excited about it because I want to keep up all my other chores too. So if you keep up on them, then they don't get behind, because I don't want anything to get behind while I'm trying to get ahead, And I need to get rid of the clutter because you can't organize clutter and you can't deep clean around it. So that's kind of what I've been going through. If you have any questions about the carnivore diet, number one, there's a ton of information online. Number two, this is very important. You do not require sugar, so you don't have to eat any sugar. Some people think they got to keep their sugar up, and that's just ridiculous. That means they don't know too much. Now, if you get low blood sugar and you start feeling really bad because you have low blood sugar, that's because you're already diabetic or you are insulin resistant and almost diabetic. So if you have to keep doing that, if you eat enough fat and protein, that will stabilize and you won't have those low blood sugar sinking, fainting episodes. So that's true, I promise you. And then if you do start, I would say do a keto diet where you're having vegetables and meat, and do that for 3 months or so until your body knows how to use fat, because it prefers fat for your fuel. It doesn't prefer carbohydrates, that afternoon candy bar or soda or whatever. It doesn't prefer that. It doesn't run well on that. And how do I know that? because those things cause heart disease and diabetes. Fat and protein don't. Okay, so I have some questions here from someone, and it's about our organizing and our decluttering. So I'd like to just maybe take just a couple of these questions and just kind of an introduction to where we're going here. We started this channel just to show our future generations what we do and how we live. This is a prime example of what we're doing, because Erica's also changed her diet. They're also doing declutter. They're also, my whole family, all of them are doing these things. So, when something's good and you see a positive improvement in someone else, then it's very easy to kind of jump on board or modify that to fit the lifestyle or where you're at. And that's kind of what's going on. So the first point here is where to start. If you have, say, a room just like this, and I do have some stuff right here on my desk, but these are things that I'm working on right now. And I'm organizing a dog folder to keep. I'm throwing away the old dog receipts, animal receipts, and keeping the new ones and keeping their current registrations and their current shop records. So that's what that is. So I just need to grab a folder and stick it in it and file it. And this is some Bible study that I'm right in the middle of. So anyway, and my coffee cup. This kind of shows up everywhere. It's like my best friend. Anyway, where to start? Where to start when you want to declutter? How do you know you even need to declutter? Some of you may not even need to declutter, but some might, not gonna say who, but when you walk into a room and you feel that agitation or something that just bothers you, if you go to get something and you don't know where it is, you can't find it, or if you have to move 15 things in a cabinet to get the one thing you want, you might need to declutter. So it's not anyone else's decision. They can't make this decision for you. It's your own decision. Start with something easy. Find something easy, but something that's going to impact you the most. That's usually in your kitchen or, your living room, bedroom, or bathroom. Well, that's kind of the whole house, isn't it? But if you declutter in your kitchen, so first you have to clean your dishes. Then you have to put them away. When you're putting them away and you have things falling out of the cabinet, or you can't even put them away and they have to live on the counter, then you need to make some decisions and start one thing at a time. You have a box to donate, give away, maybe you want to take it to a shelter. If it's a usable item, Goodwill, friends, family, your neighbor, so that's things that are good enough to give away. And then you have things that are not. You trash them. Don't look back. Once it goes in the bag, don't look back. And then you have the stuff that you truly love and use. Those are the things you make room for. I have dishes that for holidays, I use once a year. Certain things. And so I'm not going to buy it again year after year after year. But I am going to, kind of create a place for that. That's a little bit to the side or a little bit back. But what I want to use every day is at the forefront. I can see it, I can easily get to it, and I don't have to unstack to get it. So that's what I have been working on. So I've gotten pretty far down the road, but I have a long way to go, because remember, I haven't felt good in a long time. I had cancer twice, I had radiation treatment, I had surgeries, I had infections for over a year. And this has been a long time ago, but that has stuck with me. And I have to, I have to build my body, my system back up, and my body is healing. My joints don't hurt. My gut is getting it's almost to where I'm not with constant indigestion. And I have energy and strength, and I have a hope for the future. So anyway, I feel like I'm really, really blessed to be able to accomplish what I'm doing now. And I want you to also walk in health and be blessed, and to be able to bless your home. So just get started. You know, no matter what level you're at, just get started. We all have bigger projects and smaller projects. If it's just taking your trash out, take all your trash out, empty the trash. Just walk around with a trash bag, grabbing trash all over your house. You know, I haven't been to your home, so I don't know what you've got going on, but you do. You know what's trash. Without getting into the nitty gritty and fine detail of different piles of mail or something, but when mail comes into your house, it's either something you need or trash. Do it right then. Don't put off anything. Don't put anything down if that's not where it belongs. But you have to retrain yourself. You have to take those items to where they need to go, where they live. If they don't have a place to live, then you do have a little work to do. You have to decide, put all your like things together. All your tools need to be together, not all over the place. All your, you know, your mixing bowls, baking dishes, different things. If you start organizing them, it'll slowly come together. And it's up to you to do it, because you're the one that's going to be, you know, you're going to be the one benefiting from this. So I like to do this. I like to pretend I'm in somebody else's house. And I walk in and I'm going to tell them what they need to do. Because I kind of feel like it's easier to deal with somebody else's clutter than your own, because you don't have such an emotional attachment to someone else's, and you can see clearly. So if I walk into a room and I'm somebody else, then I can say, oh, that doesn't belong there. That doesn't belong there. That doesn't look right. Where does this go? So do that. Be your own critic. Walk in and do it. But don't beat yourself up about it. Don't tell yourself, why did you do that? Well, you know, the guilt is over. We're moving past that. We're not going to judge ourselves. We're not going to judge anything else. But we're going to first get the dishes done. We're going to get rid of the trash. And then we'll take more steps to clean things out. Where there's a closet, those are great places to get started. If the room is already done. So you can't just, you know, go into a closet, pull everything out, and the room's not done, because you've already got a mess. You've already got a headache. So anyway, where to start is where you live. You need to be able to work on your counters. If you work and you come home in the evening, your kitchen should be ready to go. You need to walk in and have your counters cleaned, your sink clean, and your dishes already run through the dishwasher. Preferably put away the night before, so that you don't have to wash a pot to cook. You know, make it easy on yourself. All right, well, that's as far as I'm going to go today. But I have a lot more things on my list to talk about. And if you have any questions or comments, please put them below. Like and subscribe, and yeah, just be a part of our channel. Anyway, from Eric and her mom, we just want to say thank you, bless you, love you, bye.